Hi, people. Welcome to another episode of Talking with Anna, where we don't do small talk. We talk about the things that shapes faith, raises children, and shifts generation. On every episode, I pull up a chair with someone whose intelligence and insights leaves you in awe and wanting more. And today's guest is not just someone with title, he has served as the music director of PFN. He is a pastor and the music director at Zion, the City of the Lord Ministries. He is well known for his song Ese Gan. He is the owner of Firmament Studios. And amongst all the awards and honors that he has received the Honorary Doctor of Humanity from Divine University America, Honorary Georgia Citizen from the State of Georgia, and Doctorate in Humanity from the Global International Alliance. So, settle in. Hi, Pastor Chigi.
Yeah, Bolly, what's up? What's up? What's up? Hi, people. I like that her intro. Hi, people.
I'm so excited that
Same
you're
here,
doing
same
this
here,
with me.
same
I
here.
mean, when I spoke to you, I was nervous about what your response was going to be. I was like, okay, who is going to see this idea, this vision I'm doing and going to buy into it? But I said, let me just walk up to you. Anything is going to go. Is
Mhm.
either a yes or a no, right?
Yeah.
But okay, I've introduced you, but I still want you to say a few things about yourself,
Oh,
aside what I have said.
what should I say about myself, people? Okay, my name is Chigozie Wisdom. Um, I love to serve. I like that part of me. I love to serve. And as she said, I'm the crooner of the Ese Gan song. What else again? I am who I am.
Okay, so today we are to talk about the most talented people in Nigeria are invisible, right? And I know when we're discussing, I was telling you about the fact that we can see it in play. In Nigeria, if you don't travel out, if you don't japa, your talents might not be seen. You know, people don't value your words. Even music ministers, sometimes they might not see your value in your own church. You have to go outside and all of that. So I want us to talk about it. What's your take on that, actually, on this topic first, before I actually ask you questions?
The most talented people are invincible.
Yes.
Oh, that is very, very true. But I want us, let's not put the cart before the horse.
Okay.
So let's put the horse before the cart. Um, so, talented people, yes. When we say they are invincible, it depends on where we're coming from. Um, Many of the times, we want to tag our preparation period as the invincible period. And sometimes we don't want to appreciate that part of us. Everybody wants to be seen, everybody wants to be heard, but nobody wants to be prepared. So many of the times, why it looks like the most talented people are invincible is because the preparation period is when you are covered. That's when it's like when you see the people building houses.
Yeah.
From the point of foundation, you see them cuddle the place.
Mm.
You don't see anything happening at that point.
Yeah.
You don't hear the noise too much. You don't know what the workers are doing in there. But at the point, and even if you pass through those places virtually every day, you just find out that one day you are just passing and you see that the building is up.
Yeah.
That is the preparation part. That is when they were laying the foundation for that building, it was invincible to you. So many of the times we don't want to appreciate that part of us where we have to go through the obscurity part where we are being prepared, where God adds weight to our voice, to prepare us for the people He wants us to serve in a particular generation at a particular season. So when we say the most talented people are invincible, maybe we should also say that the most talented people should be well prepared for the assignment that they're about to go into.
Okay. So I have a question right
Go
there.
ahead.
So if you are saying that they should be well prepared, does anybody actually tell them that you can also be prepared in Nigeria? Because there's this Japa syndrome, like I said earlier. You want to run, you want to feature in somebody something, the world must see you immediately you're
Yes.
starting, right? I know you came from somewhere, you started small, and then, before the world started to hear who you were or who you are right now, you started from the preparation stage.
Yeah.
And did that actually start from Nigeria or started outside of Nigeria?
So it started from Nigeria.
Okay.
So you see, Nigeria happens to be a very good place to start. I can tell you for free. I haven't traveled a bit.
Okay.
Nigeria has to be or happens to be a place where you can start. Now, you see, one of the things that has happened to us in this part of the world, and maybe not just in Nigeria, every other place, we always think that the grass is greener on the other side. So maybe some of us are still playing Dekule Gold song. The grass is greener on the other side. It's true.
Okay.
But you see, that greener pasture that you want to get into started from somewhere. The grass started growing from somewhere before it became greener. So I think what we should also try to do to our people here in Nigeria is to let them know that God has planted us in the places where we should or where we can be blessed. If you go outside your covering, outside your cloud, when your rain falls, it will meet you somewhere else.
Yeah.
And because the rain is not going to come and meet you in that place, it's falling on the ground where God wants it to fall, where you should be. So you should always locate where your cloud is. And again, Bola, people should learn how to serve with their gifts. Jesus even said it, and Jesus cannot be wrong. He said, he that wants to be great amongst you should first serve. You cannot take out service from your shining. So even if you think when you get abroad, that's when you begin to shine, it's a lie. You see many of our people abroad who are still suffering. Some of them wish they could come back, but again, maybe because of the shame of saying, how will I say that I've gone abroad and I'm coming back to Nigeria?
Yeah.
So they are just there. But many people have succeeded in Nigeria, because one, they dedicated their time to service. They were diligent with their gifts. Many of us are not diligent. We just wake up and begin to wish that, I wish I can just be a Chigozie Wisdom. I wish I can be a Nathaniel Bassey. I wish I can be a Dunsi. No. Go and check it out. These guys have labored with their gift. They have served with their gift. So what service is doing now is to pay them off over time. So Nigeria is not a bad place. It's just that people are not willing to go through the process and want to arrive at the results. It's not possible.
Okay, when you say serve, can you shed more light on serving?
Okay, so every man's gift is for humanity. We must take that into cognizance. Every man's gift, whether you are in the church or you are in the world.
Yeah.
So, because these are principles that must also abide, by the time you have your gift in place, the first thing that comes to you is, where can my gift be of a blessing to humanity? Because it is when people see the light in you that they begin to also glorify your Father which is in heaven. So it's very important to locate a place where your gift can become a blessing to humanity. If it's by writing a song and then singing that song, documenting that song and making sure that the right people hear the song, sure. But there are places where you can go and you say, okay, I'm coming to do a free will concert, for example, because you want people to know what you carry. So, but after that time, there are seasons where people will now know your gift and say, okay, we want to pay premium for what you have to give us. So, but the first point is that you must have served with that gift. You must have given back to humanity to say, okay, what God has given to me, I'm not just going to keep it to myself. I'm going to put it to work.
Okay. So I recently heard BBO's story.
Okay.
About how during lockdown he released a song. I can't really remember the song right now. But okay, Igba to ba te wa lorun.
You are, yes,
and he was
true.
just posting on WhatsApp that made him, somebody reposted on social media and his phone started buzzing. And that's to just back up what you had said about, it's not immediately you start to get the pay for what you are doing. You need to serve for humanity before people now start to see the gifts in you and start to pay premium for what you have.
Very true.
But our youths are not listening to this.
Yeah, because our youths don't want to serve. That's why I talked about some people who don't want to go through the process, but they want to arrive at the result. You're a Yahoo boy. Or you're a Yahoo girl.
Okay.
You understand? There are principles to life. But the first point of call to every man's gift is service. It is in the place of service that God will reward you. And that's why I said it's not also a function of whether you are a born-again Christian or you're in the world. You understand? Many people in the world are doing so many great work for people. You see them going to the streets, giving out things, blessing lives. That is service to humanity.
But another thing I would say, Pastor Chigi, is that during service, a lot of people mistake service for stupidity.
Mhm.
You know, you can serve with somebody for like many years before your time comes. What would you say to the youth of today about this? This service is very important. I mean, when I was coming up with this, I didn't actually think about the service, but now that you've mentioned it, I'm thinking about it that
Yeah.
people mistake service for stupidity, especially when they see that you're so diligent in your service. They believe that you don't know what you're doing. Why are you doing this? And you can be somewhere better.
True.
Why you let's go to where they'll pay you for this thing,
True.
even when you don't have much knowledge about it. Same as work, normal 9 to 5 or work. You need to emphasize on it that service is not stupidity. Can you make a reference to that, like a true life story?
Okay, I'll give you my true life story.
Okay.
So I serve in a church where I've been serving now for 24 years.
Okay.
And I remember when I got to this church 24 years ago, I had made up my mind that the church was going to pay me a certain amount, 15,000 naira at the time. That's what I was told when I was coming
Coming
to,
there.
And then when I got to the church, somehow God just arrested me and said, don't take money from them, just serve. And by the time I looked at the church, really, it was a good place for me to serve. 24 years down the line, I began to learn things. I began to endure things. Like you said, some people will take your service for granted,
Yeah.
but it's part of your training. The Bible says that after that you have suffered a while, then, only then that you will obtain that promise. So suffering, stupidity, people also climbing on your head is part of service. I used to attend the church. Well, my parents are still there. My mom is still there. Assemblies of God Church. In that church, the training is very hard though. Well, it's very hard. So you can be playing the drums, doing praise worship, and somebody will leave the congregation and come and knock you and say, what are you playing? And you cannot leave that drum or say you're not coming to church next Sunday.
Hey.
They will come to your house and pick
And
you
drag
up. Even your parents will even throw you to them to flog you very well.
That was during your time.
It was part of the training. But you see, we cannot despise the shame. No. There is shame in service. If you despise that shame, you are not ready for the glory ahead.
True.
Yes, you are not ready for the glory. So that's why this generation has to know that kingdom principles cannot be overturned, cannot be replaced. Service is part of what you must do to be able to shine for long. Now listen, many of my friends who thought, when I said, the church should not pay me,
Yeah.
and some of them heard the story, they were already being paid, they were doing well. But trust me, over the years, time now had to define who was doing well or who did well. So decisions we make sometimes in the place of service has a way of defining our future. So people must learn the act of service. Jesus said, any of you that wants to be great should first serve, because your greatness is tied to service. So it cannot be overemphasized.
Yeah.
Any generation that avoids service, they're avoiding glory. And if you manifest glory, it's just a matter of time. You see, that's why you see people come up before you know, you don't hear of them again. There's no longevity.
Avoid service, avoid glory.
Avoid glory.
Clock it.
Clock it.
Okay, so you've worked with young Nigerians with extraordinary gifts in this music ministry.
Yeah.
What is the most common thing you watch happen to them, and why does it keep happening?
One of the most common things that I've seen that happens to a lot of young talents is, again, lack of patience. The second thing is comparison.
That one is common everywhere.
You want to compare. Everybody has a journey in life.
Yeah.
Bola, and our journey is unique to us. My name is Chigozie. I have a journey. You are Bola. You have a journey. The best we want to do is to appreciate one another instead of competing in the journey. Bola, this thing you are going through, And you see, there's nothing wrong when you see something good in somebody's journey and feel you can also imbibe it. But don't make it become pressure that you now begin to think, I wish I was the one in that race. And then sometimes you begin to run the person's race. Maybe Bola is starting this idea. Bola has this idea of bringing people to talk, and your friend, or I just sit and say, me too, I can bring people now. By the time you bring people, by the time they come for your sets, you can even quarrel out of the set because that's not your journey. But meanwhile, if there needs to be a quarrel in Bola's set, at best, what will happen is that there will be a reconciliation because
Yeah.
there's an angel that guides that journey, and that angel cannot afford to see you fail as long as you engage that angel.
You know, I was just thinking about it, what you said about my journey, because before I actually started, I have gone through a series of prayers. Like, I don't think anybody just wakes up and does things without the backing of God.
Yeah.
Because you need to pray and get his validation. So anybody that is comparing with you and saying, and that's it's very common now. You know, this comparison, this greed, this jealousy.
Yeah.
This person is wearing this thing. I must also get it by force,
very
by fire.
true.
When you don't have the means,
Very
then
true.
you start putting yourself under unnecessary pressures and pressures and pressures. So you're saying that these are the only two things that is common.
It's common. It's common. And you see, everybody wants to run a certain speed without direction. And speed without direction will crash.
So you've seen people that crashed.
I've seen. Well, I've seen. I've seen the old, I've seen the young. Again, because we don't appreciate the journey God has put us into. Let me tell you one of the things that I've also seen. Whenever we don't appreciate the gift that God has given to us, you know, like the parable of the talents, he gave some 10, some 5, some. That one that he gave 1, the truth is that that one has capacity to produce 10. But because that individual seems not to appreciate what God has given, he went to bury it. And many of us have buried our talents unknown to us because we don't appreciate, we don't see that thing as enough. Oh, Bola is chocolate in color. Oh, let me go and tan my skin. Maybe that's why people are liking Bola. Do you understand?
Yes.
But meanwhile, Bola in her skin is comfortable. Why can't I be comfortable in my own skin?
So what would you, if those people you're talking about that you've seen that crashed, if they had to watch this video, what would you say to them?
One thing I'll say to them is that it is not hard to start again. Yes, the Bible even defines a righteous man as a man who falls 7 times, but realizes that he can rise again. You know, God does not give up on anybody.
Yeah.
He doesn't. He does not. As long as we can realize that we were made in his image and we return back to him, he's always ready to start us up again.
So they must first realize that they made a mistake.
You must realize.
Then they go back to the source.
Yeah.
And then the source helps them and they pick up and remember not to do the same mistake.
Thing again.
All right. So
sorry, let me also point out to you that another thing I found out that is also paramount with people, both the young that I've seen crashed and the old, is the issue of pride.
Okay.
Oh yes. Some people have not even started their journey. They're already wearing crowns. They started wearing different kinds of crowns. you know, be asking that. When did we start?
How did we get here?
How did we get here?
Ha. True.
Do you understand?
Yes.
They started wearing crowns on their head. They started giving themselves accolades. That man. So that's a killer. That's a killer. There's no place for arrival until you wear the crown of glory. There's no place for arrival.
Pride goes before a fall.
Yes.
So do you say that these people don't have people that advise them?
You know, my late pastor, who happens to be my dad, spiritual, Apostle Bambola, says you cannot advise a man who has made up his mind. Some of them, no matter the counsel you give them, they have made up their mind. There's something they are aiming at. And that thing to them looks like something that will give them a lot of accolades. You know, people love to be honored.
Yeah.
By the time I'm going on the streets, let them see me and say, hey,
I know this
Bola, is that
person.
you? Bola, you. They just want that kind of honor. So if you advise that person, say, I don't hear. But when he goes back, he wants to do what he wants to do.
Okay. So survival culture teaches people to shrink.
Yeah.
To not be too visible, too ambitious, too brilliant. Who taught us that, and whose interest does it serve?
Survival culture really causes people to shrink because you don't want to break limits.
Mm.
So that idea is the idea of the devil
From the pit of hell.
from the feet of hell. Because if we're a chosen generation, a
Yeah.
royal priesthood, a peculiar people who have been called out of darkness into his marvelous light, then we must know that everything we do must reflect our Father's image.
Mm.
So we cannot just be average, we must be excellent. So being excellent means that you must do little things well,
Yeah.
and then don't be comfortable at any point to say that I'm good. There should be room for improvement at every point. So you can't just be at the surviving level. You must be at the limit breakers level
So that you don't shrink.
so that you don't shrink.
And that brings me to what I'm about to say now, that as I've started this and being a children's teacher and striving to become better, I was telling Pastor Princess the other day that I understand I'm doing a 9 to 5. I understand that from international relations, I'm doing business development, I'm doing customer service. Personally, what I want to achieve, I want the world to hear me speak about children. I want the world to hear me speak about things and say this person is speaking wisdom. And that's why I'm going to go and study guidance and counseling. Like I'm taking an MSc in it, just to build yourself. I don't think people think or see the importance of building. So they believe that wherever they are, I'm so comfortable, and that's why
Yeah.
they eventually have to shrink or become invisible or
Yeah.
something. So what's your take? What are you going to say on that?
So that's when if you fall into that space of just surviving, nothing challenges you. And a man that is not challenged in life cannot make progress. So that instinct is wrong. Let's get it right. You cannot just be surviving. You must be looking forward to breaking limits. You must be looking forward to creating new orders. That audacity to start what nobody has done.
Yeah.
You understand? The audacity to hear a vision from God and run with it. It's an audacity.
Yeah.
For example, I use myself. The Lord spoke to us to start a 60-day sacrifice of praise over Nigeria. 60 days. Every day, gather my people and worship. For the last 7 years, we have been doing it. Excuse me, for every year, the budget that we run, if you don't have faith, don't try it. Because without faith, it is impossible to please God.
Yeah.
But you see, by the time you take yourself out of the survival culture and get into that space where you want to be a limit breaker, the truth is that the resources of God begins to draw to you. They become motion sensitive to you. So for what you have started, for what you are doing, and any other person that will be watching from your platform, don't get into that space of just surviving. Because again, your next point of fall will just be on the ground. But meanwhile, by the time you get to the limit breakers atmosphere, if you are falling, you fall to a certain level and continue.
Point taken. Okay, so my last question to you is going to be, what would a country look like that was actually designed to retain and celebrate its best people? What would have to change first?
Well, the country will have to create a conducive atmosphere for their talents to survive. However, if the country doesn't create that atmosphere, the creatives should create the country they want to live in. You see them on TikTok, you see them on Instagram, you see them. People have started creating their own world. Because again, is it the president that will come and teach you how to do TikTok with his busy schedule and all the things, or the governor, or even your local government chairman? So people must learn how to imbibe that culture of creativity. Every man has it because we're created in God's image. And if God created, we have capacity to create. So we must take that part of us and put it to work and watch the results.
Okay. But also, you need to also state that they have to wait a while. It takes its progress.
Yes, it takes a while. I said it in my opening that people just want to arrive at the results. They don't want to go through the process. This building takes a while. You will make mistakes.
Definitely.
You understand?
Yes.
Before you finally find your feet. But however, when you are making that mistake, I think it was Rick Warren that wrote a book, Feeling Forward. You have to look at that aspect that, okay, I have just learned a new way on how not to do this thing. The guy who created the light bulb, they were asking him, you have failed 1,099 and 9 times. That why are you continuing this? He said, no, I didn't fail. I just learned 99 and 9 times on how not to do this thing. And finally, when he got it right, all of us are celebrating light today. So that's just it. Every vision, every instruction must go through the process and the test of time.
Thank you so much, Pastor Chigi.
Thank you.
So, what are you going to leave us with? What are you going to leave the viewers with?
Oh, viewers, what should I leave you with? I have a lot on my head, but this is what I'll leave you with.
Okay.
My take to you will be that appreciate your little journey. Do not despise your little beginning, because therein lies your greatness. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Pastor Chigi. I appreciate you.
Thank you
Thank
too.
you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching this episode. And I'm hoping that you're going to subscribe, like, share for more. See you on the next one. Bye.
Bye.